Ladies and gentlemen, with this particular story, this picture stands out in my mind because I look at this and then I look at that right there. You guys are looking at carnage and destruction at its finest and at its worst, however you want to say it. But in this story that is affected is this beautiful baby right here that y'all see on my screen. And one would have to ask, what can a baby so small, so innocent, so beautiful do to cause its own biological mother to cause its death in one of the most horrific ways possible? We're going to dive into this story. Yes, that is part of the wreckage right there. And yes, this story did come out of Atlanta. And the Atlanta mother who is responsible for this has been charged with a felony murder for allegedly causing the death of her 3-month-old daughter by intentionally crashing her car into the car of her daughter's father. Let's unpack this for a moment. That's the biological father. That's the baby below. That's a beautiful, beautiful baby girl. Okay? They said allegedly. I'm telling you guys, per witness statement, this woman intentionally rammed her car into her own kid's father's car with the baby in the car. Why? Why is one of the most important questions you can ask, and why you have to ask all throughout this story. Because I got this story when it first happened, but it took me a little time. You know, guys, I kind of have a little bit of a busy life, so I apologize I wasn't able to jump on this and speak about it right away. Now, this incident took place around 7 p.m. on Monday on Chapel Road near Eason Street in Northwest Atlanta. According to the police, hashtag not my words, a preliminary investigation has revealed that Andre, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Undra, Khy'undra Henderson, 27 years old, had placed his daughter, Khy'undra Henderson, who seems like she's like a newborn baby. I'm not sure how old the baby was, but she's a very, very young, very small baby. The dad placed his daughter inside of his Honda sedan, which y'all saw was the car that was crushed up, and was driving away when the baby's mom, this chick who looks like, I don't know, like she looks like a troll doll with the hair shaved off of it. She looks like a, I don't know, like a firecracker on the 4th of July. She looks like so many things I could crack so many jokes about. Like, it's not even funny. Like, it looks like somebody dipped her head in some red Kool-Aid. She looks absolutely ridiculous. Okay? That woman or this creature's name is Titayanna Phillips, but it's spelled Titayanna. Titiana or Tatiana, who cares how you properly pronounce it? She's a horrible person, but she's 21 years of age as well. And in most people's eyes, they might say, well, she's 21 years old. She's young. No. We have a saying here, which I hate when people use these colloquialisms when it's convenient. We have a thing where we say, I'm grown. I's grown. I's can do what I's wants to do. Right? So she's grown and she's way past grown. Once you cross that threshold of being grown, you got to be held responsible for the law to the fullest extent. That's my opinion, okay? This woman raced after them. Why? God knows. God knows why she'd do this. But the woman allegedly used her... Let's just stop saying allegedly. This is what she did, okay? I'm going to step out on a limb. I don't think this bride got enough money to sue me, so I hope y'all can understand where I'm coming from. This woman used her black SUV to ram Henderson's sedan multiple times. Not once, not twice, but according to people that saw it and heard it, they said about 3 times she hit the car, backed up, and continued to hit the car. Which, if you ask me, a murder charge should be the appropriate charge here. Why? Because that would also prove intent. Maybe you can dispute that and maybe say manslaughter if she hit the car once, maybe it were an accident. But the fact that she backed up and had what we call the presence in mind to back up and do it again and then back up and do it again, that's intent. That is pure intent. Hopefully everybody understands where I'm coming from. Now, when the police arrived on the scene, they found the baby. Again, the baby's name is Khy'undra. The mother's name is T-I-T-A, like Tita, T-I-T-A, and then Yana, Y-A-N-N-A. Phillips is the last name. The baby's name is Khy'undra, which is K-H-Y apostrophe U-N-D-R-A. And I want to put some respect on this baby's name. It is a little bit of a difficult name to pronounce. It's not a traditional name. It's more or less a hood name, but I do not want to disrespect the memory of this beautiful baby girl, okay? So I want to be very mindful about what I say, okay? When they arrived on the scene, they found the baby and her father injured inside this mangled car. So I want you guys to make sure to take a look at these pictures of that car. Matter of fact, if you can't see it, I think I could blow these pictures up for you. Give me a moment. I want to make sure that you guys understand how bad this was. I'm going to cover the screen up for a moment. Please take a look at this picture. I want you guys to understand how bad this wreck is. How bad this incident is. This is so bad that I want you guys to remember. Y'all remember the story that I did about the mother who was racing and ran into a pole and split a car in half at 121 miles an hour? This is about what that car looked like. Just like this. Everybody can see this, right? That's about how bad this car looks like. That's how many times this woman ran full speed into this car. Keep in mind, the baby that she chose to get pregnant with, the baby that she carried in her womb for 9 months, the baby that she laid in a hospital and went through labor and gave birth to, the baby that she gave the name Khy'undra to, is the same baby that she did that to. Please help me understand, guys. Why would people be more mad at me and my words and my opinion as opposed to what this mother did to this baby? And a lot of people's rationale, what they'll say is they'll say, well, you shouldn't be dissing Oz black women. They's queens and we needs to uphold them and uplift them. Well, you know what? For all those pro-blacks who really, really believe that black women need to be upheld and uplifted, well, guess what? I'm going to have a change of tune. I'm going to have a change of heart. I'm going to agree with you. But do you know why I'm going to agree with you? Because I believe that that baby deserved that same right to be upheld and held on a pedestal. Do you know why? Because guess what that baby would have grown up into becoming if this baby were to be allowed to live? That baby would have grown up to be a black woman. So why would people have a problem with me advocating for a black woman that would have been? Why can't we get mad about these black women who are taken out when they're babies? Why don't babies' lives matter? Why don't children's lives matter? If we care so much about our women, why can't we care about them from the moment they're born? That's all I'm asking. I think I'm asking rational, reasonable questions. But let's move on. The critically injured infant was rushed to the hospital, and the baby, of course, if you look at this, the baby did not live. The baby died, of course, needless to say. Her father remains in the hospital in stable condition. Now, how he lived, it's like the whole roof. Let me back this picture up. Look at this. The entire roof is gone. Like, this car looks like it got ran over by a Mack truck. Does it not? This car looks like it got ran over by an 18-wheeler. And I'm not even being facetious. And that's the only damage to that SUV. That SUV must have been made of like goddamn vibranium or something. Sheesh. You look at this damage. It only had a little bit of damage in the front end that she was able to back up and go forward, back up and go forward, back up and go forward. And that's all the damage that it did. But that car looked like a meteor hit that car. Huh? Henderson commented on Facebook about this crash. Because you can't just let a dumbass just go to jail over what they did and not say nothing. Of course, they always got something to say. She got on Facebook early Tuesday morning and wrote, "I'm blessed to be alive, but without Khy'undra, this shit don't even matter." And they spell I'm, U-M. U-M. I'm blessed to be alive, but without Khy'undra. I'm going to point out what that actually means. The fact that she said, I'm blessed to be alive, means that you don't give a shit about your daughter being dead. Selfish. Absolutely selfish. The only person on earth that she cares about is herself. And that's a damn shame. An investigation revealed that Henderson, the mother, who was driving in a car, Henderson, who was the, oh, wait a minute. Wait. Henderson. Okay, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. That was the dad. So let me retract that. I'm sorry. Henderson is the dad. Maybe I should have put his name in there. That would have helped me remember. The dad wrote, I'm blessed to be alive, but without Khy'undra. So maybe that makes a little more sense. So I'll retract that and I apologize about that. I got that wrong. But let's keep going forward. An investigation revealed that the dad, Henderson, who was driving in a car with his daughter, who was stopped at an intersection in Northwest Atlanta at about 7 p.m. when the mother, Phillips, deliberately struck Henderson's vehicle, pushing it, and she hit him so hard that she pushed it across the street, according to a police report. Investigators believe the mother struck the vehicle more than one time and believe the collision was intentional. Based on the information that they gathered, and I'm telling you that's also per a witness statement. Now, a neighbor who saw the crash said other witnesses then rushed to the car to rescue Henderson and his daughter, who were trapped inside the vehicle. We were in the house when we heard a boom, said neighbor Tarangela Jones told the news station. We saw the car, and the car was turned sideways up against a tree. And she was ramming her car into the side of the car. Ramming, plural, multiple times. That's according to Tarangela Jones. So that is a credible witness. The baby infant, who was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, later died of her injuries. He and his daughter are from Decatur, according to news reports. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about this story. Because if you just look at it for what it is, that's a sad story. It's a messed up story. But there's a little bit more to talk about here. There's a little bit more to talk about. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you guys a little more information about the mom, if that's okay. Are you guys okay? Because we're live right now. Are you guys okay if I tell you more information about the mom? All right. Yes, tarantula. It is. Tarantula. It is what it is. All right, here we go. According to police records, hashtag, not according to DJ Just J, but according to the police and court records, Police records show officers have been in contact with these parents twice within the last 30 days. In June of this year, Phillips, the biological mother, was charged with disorderly conduct after a dispute between the two parents. This chick is violent. On July the 24th, she was accused of, and I want y'all to understand, this was just 6 days ago. On July 24th, she was accused of taking the child from a health clinic even though she does not have legal custody. Well, her hair looks crazy. Like, it looks like somebody launched like a, I don't know. Like if somebody had some what do you call those things? Like if you had like some rockets or whatever, or some firecrackers, like somebody threw like a Kool-Aid firecracker at her head. She just looks crazy. This mother does not have custody of the kid. In America, and people in the AFC ought to understand this, if a mother loses custody to the father in America in 2020, or even in the past 10 to 20 years, then you know what that means? That means that the mother was such a bad candidate. This mother was such a horrible candidate to be a parent and a custodial parent, or to even have visitation rights to this kid, that the family courts decided that she should not have any custody. And we live in a country where fathers actually have to fight to get custody. They have to go above and beyond to get custody in this country of their kids. And they also have to prove that the mom is bad, a bad and horrible person, just usually to get joint custody, let alone full custody. That's how bad of a parent, and that's how bad of a human being this woman is. She is accused of taking the child from a health clinic, even though she does not have legal custody of the baby girl. The clinic staff told police that she took the baby out of the exam room and ran out to a car that was waiting for them. And it makes me wonder, was somebody else involved in that? Unless she just left the car running and then hopped back in. The responding officer wrote in a police report that the mother, Phillips, has an open case with the Department of Family and Children Services, DFCS. How about that? How many of you guys are surprised by that? She has somebody with red hair, with crazy eyes, and no neck. Can somebody put hashtag necklace in the chat? Necklace, NECK-less. This woman has no neck and red hair. People who have no neck, I just think that they're horrible people. But that's just my opinion. Might not be a good opinion, but it's my opinion. She has an open case with DFCS regarding the safety and referenced mental and physical health issues that remain unresolved. Now, the mother, Phillips, brought her baby girl back to the clinic unharmed after conversations with the officer. According to the report, the officer said Phillips talked about hurting herself, so she volunteered to go to Grady Hospital, I guess to get herself checked out. Now, somebody in the chat asked, why was she not arrested for doing that? Well, again, I'm going to remind you guys, in America, we really, truly don't believe in equality. That's actually a real question. That's actually a real thing. We talk about equality in America, but when it comes to the dynamic of male and female, we don't treat everybody the same. Even though we ask for it, I don't think people want it, but they damn sure don't act equally. If a man would have did this, a man probably would have been beat up and thrown in jail for 25 years. But a woman does it, you just convince her to bring the baby back when she's already proven to be a danger to that child. And now look what you have. She was on the loose because she should have been in jail. She should have been locked up. She's a danger to society. She's a danger to her baby. They let her stay out, and look at what happened. Oh, just bring the baby back. Yeah, that was a great solution. Now the baby's still dead. How about that? The mother, Phillips, who was taken into custody on the scene, so she didn't leave the scene. She was there on the scene and was taken into custody and was taken to the same hospital in stable condition. She was booked Tuesday into Fulton County Jail, where she remains held without bond. I would be so offended if they gave her a bond, but they did not. So that's good. Now, homicide investigators are handling the ongoing investigation, and we're not aware of any GoFundMes that are set up for the baby, who is Khy'undra Henderson, on the memorial just yet. The car looks like the car where the mother crashed at 121 miles an hour. If y'all remember that story, if you didn't see it, go back in my videos and look at it. That's exactly what that car looks like. And I want people to stop coming to my comment section, stop emailing me about how I describe these stories, talk about I hate my people, I hate my race, I must hate my mama, and all of this bull crap. Stop talking about that type of stuff. Stop making excuses for crime. Can somebody type that in the chat, please? Maybe one or two of you guys might like to do that. I need y'all to type this in the chat. Stop making excuses for crime. Stop making excuses for criminals. If you want this world to get better, if you want all the bad shit to stop happening, stop making excuses for crime. Because in my opinion, the law is the law, and you need to follow the law straight up and down. Let's talk about these again. Option number one, how many people believe that the dad did something wrong? Option number two, how many people believe that the baby must have pissed the mom off to cause this? Option number three, how many people are going to blame this on mental health? Option number four, how many people are going to blame this on, well, this is just another case of postpartum depression? Option number five, how many people are going to just simply be like me and hold this criminal accountable for killing her own baby? If you ask me, that one's my choice. I think we need to hold more people accountable for the shit that they do to kids. Because if this were a man who did this, there is going to be no excuse for it. And we have to cut excuses in order to cut things like this from happening. Let me go ahead and give you guys the fair usage and let you listen to the news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. All right, here we go.
And we have new developments in a horrific crash that killed an infant and injured her father. Now the mother, 21-year-old Titayanna Phillips, is charged with aggravated assault and felony murder after police say she rammed her car into the father's vehicle. Nick Sturdivant is at the Fulton County Jail with the latest.
Atlanta police releasing more information on this terrible situation. We now know that baby was 3 months old. Her name was Khy'undra Henderson. Her father is Khy'undra Henderson, recovering in the hospital. Atlanta police say Henderson had put baby Khy'undra in his car and was leaving when the child's mother, Titayanna Phillips, struck his car with hers. Police say this happened at Chapel Road near Easton Street in northwest Atlanta around 7 o'clock last night. Both the father and child were rushed to the hospital, but sadly, Khy'undra died. Earlier, I spoke with a man who called 911. He told me he saw the crash. He said that Phillips didn't even attempt to stop, ramming her car into Henderson's. The man told me he and others tried to pry Henderson's car open, but couldn't. And that's when they noticed that he was bleeding and that baby Khy'undra was knocked out of her car seat onto the car floor. And we did learn from APD this morning that there were 2 prior incidents involving Phillips and Henderson back in June and July. We'll have those details at 5 and 6.
Again, I'm going to address this to the people who believe that they are advocating for Black Lives and Black Lives Matter and all of that stuff. I get it, and I understand that people's intentions are pure. I do understand that. I'm not crazy. I do know that you people mean well. You want change. You want people to get better and to be treated right and all of that good stuff. But here's the thing. There cannot be this clear difference between how we treat men who do crimes to babies and women who do crimes to babies completely different. There cannot be this wide gap of splitting the Red Sea like Moses. The difference between how we treat just the fact that you have one sex and another sex, and that's the only difference. That cannot be a determining factor when it comes to judging somebody about a crime and sentencing them to prison, if not life in prison or sentencing them to death. It should be based on the heinous act that they committed. And I think that the law should be a lot more blind to whether it's a male or female. That's my personal opinion, but I think it's the best opinion to have. Start treating these crimes more fairly. You will get more people that will think before they do stuff like this. And if they do decide to do something this damn stupid, it will not embolden the next person to do it, because they'll see, oh crap, they sentenced that woman to death for running into their baby daddy car, right? Because I's mad at him. I's don't have custody. That's my baby. She believed she owned that baby, and she believed in this mantra, I brought you in this world and I'll take you out of this world. That's a horrible thing to say. It's a selfish thing to say. And if you say stuff like that as a parent, as a human, as an adult, you are not a suitable parent. I'm going to just tell you. Stop saying stuff like that to your kids. Stop making people believe that that's the right course, the right mind frame to have. And again, I'm going to remind you guys, when we voted on those options, whether we should blame the dad, blame the baby, blame it on mental health or postpartum depression, the final choice and the final option is that I simply believe that we need to hold criminals accountable for the actions that they commit, especially the fact when you do it to children. If this happened in Texas, this would 100% fall under a law that we call super aggravated. I don't know if any other states have adopted that law, but I love it because when kids are under a certain age, the law treats these people who harm children way more harsh. And I like it because the law is meant to protect the kids. And we need to put more focus on the kids. While we're out advocating for these grown adults who've lived a lot of life already, who are 30 and 40 and 50 years old and something bad happens to them, I'm not saying that something bad should have happened to them. But what I'm saying is that there is too much focus on adults. Apparently, I need to say that really slow for some people. There is too much focus on adults in America when our focus should be the children. They're the ones that need us. They're the ones who cannot speak for themselves. They're the ones who cannot defend themselves against the tyranny of their mama with red Kool-Aid hair who decided to have a bad day and run into the side of a car multiple times, killing that baby. That baby needs an advocate. That baby needs a voice. That baby's story needs to be told. And nothing like this should have ever have happened for any stupid reason. There was nothing this father could have done to earn this. There is nothing this baby did to earn this. And no, this is not postpartum depression. And no, this is not mental health. Scratch those off of your list. This woman made a bad, horrible choice, and she needs to suffer for her choice. That's simple. If you make your bed, you will lay in it, even if that bed is your grave. And I believe that this woman deserves exactly what she gave her own child. She was never a suitable parent. And that's why also as men, brothers, we need to be a hell of a lot more responsible when we lay our seeds in soil. And we must lay our seeds in righteous soil. I'm going to start coming out with t-shirts that have that very thing on those t-shirts, which is on our site at shop.spreadshirt.com/DJJustJOK. Fellas, must be more responsible and stop sleeping with these crazy chicks. We have to be more decisive and have more discernment about where we place our seeds. Because this brother, unfortunately, and I mean no disrespect to him or the family, Heller placed his seed in unrighteous soil, and this woman abused the privilege of being a mother. There are no women who can be parents if not for the seed of a man. Please respect that and understand that. I know a lot of ladies out there understand that, but there's too many that don't. Talking about, well, you wouldn't be in this, there would be no black men if not for black women. Well, there would be no humans if not for men. Men provide the seed to the soil. The soil germinates and grows. The seed is by far the starting point of all life. Please understand that and respect it. If both sides start to have more respect, if the men start having respect for the women and the women start having respect for the men, we really need to start coming to a point to where we start to come together as humans, as parents, and really start thinking more other than ourselves and start thinking about our babies. That concludes this story. To the father, brother, I hope you get well. To the baby, I'm going to say, to the baby, and I want to put some respect on her name, Khy'undra Henderson. Let me get the mom's face off the screen. I don't want to see the mom's face. Matter of fact, let me get the baby picture. I really like that baby picture of her. It's a beautiful baby picture. See if I can find it. Right here. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all want to know why I do what I do, it's for that reason right there. That baby could have grown up to be anything, and this baby could have saved the world. This baby could have been an amazing person, and it's so sad that we would never know what Khy'undra Henderson, 3 months old, this princess could have been anything, and she deserved the opportunity to grow up and become something great. R.I.P. Young Princess. This is your boy DJ Just J. We're the AFC, where we advocate for children first. From my heart to yours, I love you guys, and we'll see y'all on the next story.